Imagine a world where Arab and Muslim majority countries, stretching from the Atlantic coast of North Africa to the far reaches of Southeast Asia, are united in a single economic bloc. This union would form a mosaic of nations rich in resources, diverse in economies, and influential in global markets. The power of such a hypothetical union would be immense, with the potential to reshape global economic dynamics. This exploration delves into the details of this union's potential, considering various aspects such as energy, strategic resources, economic diversity, financial power, trade networks, and the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. At the heart of a unified Arab and Muslim world lies the immense power of oil and gas, resources that fuel the global economy and drive geopolitical strategies. A significant portion of the world's proven oil and gas reserves is concentrated in a handful of countries within this bloc, making them critical players in the energy market. If the Arab and Muslim majority countries were to unite into a single entity, the United Muslim States, UMS, the combined GDP would be immense, potentially exceeding $10 trillion, making it the third largest economy in the world, behind only the United States and China. This GDP would stem from the bloc's vast natural resources, particularly oil and gas, alongside its diversified economies, which include agriculture, minerals, manufacturing, technology, and services. The economic power of the UMS would be further amplified by its strategic control over global trade routes, such as the Suez Canal, the Strait of Hormuz, the Strait of Malacca, the Bab al-Mandeb Strait, and arguably even the Strait of Gibraltar, making it a critical player in global commerce and effectively dominate the global shipping industry. It will not only have a possession of an economic leverage that is unrivaled, but also strategic power and revenue generation of up to $100 billion annually. The Gulf states, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, and the United Arab Emirates, together with Iran as a non-Gulf state, are the undisputed leaders in this domain, each sitting atop vast reserves that have shaped their economies and global influence for decades. These countries, already key members of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries known as OPEC, have a long history of influencing global oil prices and production levels. Beyond the Gulf, Algeria and Libya in North Africa are also significant oil producers with substantial reserves and strategic importance. Algeria, a leading gas exporter, plays a crucial role in supplying Europe, while Libya, despite its internal challenges, holds some of the largest proven oil reserves in Africa. In West Africa, Nigeria, the most populous country in Africa, is a major oil producer and a key OPEC member, adding considerable weight to the bloc's collective bargaining power. This would effectively add another $125 billion in oil revenue. Other Muslim-majority nations contribute significantly to the bloc's energy wealth. Qatar is a global leader in liquefied natural gas, LNG, with reserves that rival those of the largest gas producers. Turkmenistan, although often overlooked, holds one of the world's largest natural gas reserves, making it a key player in the energy market, particularly in Central Asia. Brunei, a small but wealthy Southeast Asian nation, adds to the bloc's diversity with its significant oil and gas production. Countries like Oman, with its strategic location near the Strait of Hormuz, and Bahrain, with its oil refineries and financial services, also contribute to the energy dynamics of the region. Egypt, while not as resource-rich as its Gulf neighbors, produces LNG, but also plays a strategic role as a transit point for oil and gas through the Suez Canal and the Sumd pipeline. If these nations were to coordinate their production and pricing strategies under a unified policy, they could effectively control the global energy market. The influence of OPEC would be magnified, potentially transforming into a broader organization that includes not just the traditional Gulf states but also these other oil-rich Muslim nations. This would give the bloc unprecedented leverage in negotiating trade agreements, securing technological transfers, or pushing for favorable diplomatic arrangements with major global powers. Beyond oil and gas, the Arab and Muslim world is rich in other strategic resources that could further bolster the bloc's global influence. These resources are spread across different regions and play crucial roles in various global industries, from agriculture to high-tech manufacturing. In West Africa, Mauritania is one of the world's largest exporters of iron ore, playing a vital role in the global steel industry. By strategically managing its iron ore exports within a unified bloc, Mauritania could help influence global steel production and prices, asserting control over one of the key materials driving industrial growth worldwide. Mauritania alone produces $1.2 billion worth of iron annually. If we take into account the entire Muslim world's iron ore production, we are looking at $5 billion worth of iron annually. Morocco is a powerhouse in the global agricultural sector due to its immense phosphate reserves, which are essential for producing fertilizers. With more than 70% of the world's known phosphate reserves, Morocco could leverage this resource to influence global agriculture, giving the bloc leverage over food security issues that are central to global stability. This accounts to around $3 billion worth of phosphate annually. In Central Asia, Kazakhstan emerges as a key player in the nuclear energy sector with some of the world's largest uranium reserves. As the leading global producer of uranium, Kazakhstan's role in the bloc could be a powerful bargaining chip in international negotiations, particularly with nations that rely heavily on nuclear energy. This brings in around $2.5 billion in revenue. In Southeast Asia, Indonesia and Malaysia dominate the global palm oil industry, a critical commodity in food, cosmetics, and biofuels. Their strategic management of palm oil production within the bloc could exert significant influence over global food industries and address environmental concerns, positioning the bloc as a leader in sustainable agricultural practices. The bloc's strategic potential extends into rare earth elements and other critical minerals. Afghanistan, for instance, is believed to have vast untapped reserves of lithium, cobalt, and other rare earth elements essential for modern technologies. Similarly, Turkey and Egypt possess significant deposits of various minerals, including boron and tantalum, crucial for high-tech industries. These reserves amount to around $40 billion in revenue. Other countries like Sudan and Mali, rich in gold, and Niger, with significant uranium deposits, further bolster the bloc's influence in the global market. Egypt and Jordan's potash and other minerals are also crucial for agriculture and industry, while Tunisia's phosphate production adds to the bloc's agricultural influence. This amounts to more than $9.6 billion in gold, $275 million more added to uranium production, $1.6 billion in potash, and $600 million in phosphate added annually. By coordinating the exploitation and export of these diverse resources, the Arab and Muslim bloc could enhance its economic clout on the global stage, driving technological innovation and negotiating from a position of strength in international relations. The true strength of a united Arab and Muslim world would lie in its diverse economies, each contributing unique capabilities and strengths that, when combined, would create a resilient economic powerhouse. Turkey stands out as the industrial engine of this bloc, with a robust manufacturing sector producing goods ranging from textiles and electronics to automobiles and heavy machinery. Turkey's strategic location, straddling Europe and Asia, allows it to serve as a bridge between the East and the West, making it an ideal hub for the bloc's industrial production and trade. But recently, Turkey, as well as Iran, have both been progressing in arms production in an unprecedented way, which adds to the capability of the bloc to deter invasions and be able to defend itself in times of war and conflict. In Southeast Asia, Malaysia contributes its advanced electronics industry, which has made the country a key player in the global supply chain for semiconductors and consumer electronics. Pakistan, with its burgeoning tech sector, adds another layer of strength with its growing software development and IT services industries. Together, Malaysia and Pakistan could form the technological backbone of the bloc. Agriculture is another pillar of the bloc's economic strength, with Egypt and Bangladesh playing key roles in ensuring food security. Egypt's fertile Nile Delta and Bangladesh's vast rural workforce make them leaders in agricultural production, contributing significantly to the bloc's ability to meet its food needs and reduce dependence on external imports. Jordan and Lebanon, with their educated populations and strong traditions of educational excellence, could emerge as key centers for education, research, and services within the bloc. These countries could serve as knowledge centers, fostering innovation and research in fields such as medicine, engineering, and the social sciences, helping to build a knowledge-based economy. Beyond these key players, Indonesia's large population and growing middle class, Morocco and Tunisia's industries in automotive parts, aerospace, and renewable energy, and Iran's expertise in biotechnology and nanotechnology add further layers of strength to the bloc's economy. Nigeria's significant agricultural and industrial sectors would also contribute to the bloc's resilience, particularly in West Africa. Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan, with their natural resources and growing industrial bases, would be key players in Central Asia. The financial power of a united Arab and Muslim world would be a potent tool for shaping global economics and politics, centered around the sovereign wealth funds of the Gulf states. Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia are financial giants due to their immense sovereign wealth funds, products of decades of revenue from oil and gas exports. These funds, managing trillions of dollars in assets, are some of the most powerful investment vehicles globally. If these sovereign wealth funds were pooled or strategically coordinated, the impact could be monumental. By aligning their investment strategies, these funds could drive infrastructure development, technological innovation, and economic diversification across the Arab and Muslim world. This internal investment strategy would help create a self-sustaining economic ecosystem within the bloc, making it less dependent on Western financial institutions and more resilient to global economic shocks. Investments in infrastructure, agriculture, and industry would create millions of jobs and contribute to long-term sustainability. Beyond internal development, the bloc could strategically invest in foreign markets, gaining leverage over key global industries. Investments in technology hubs, real estate, and infrastructure projects in Europe, Africa, and Asia would expand the bloc's financial footprint and influence. The strategic deployment of financial resources would not only generate returns but also secure long-term economic partnerships. By investing in critical industries and infrastructure projects around the world, the bloc could build strong alliances and partnerships that serve its geopolitical and economic interests. Historically, the Arab and Muslim world has been the crossroads of global trade. A united economic bloc could recreate and expand these ancient trade routes into a contemporary Silk Road, stretching from Casablanca to Jakarta. Oman and the United Arab Emirates are poised to be central to this modern-day Silk Road, thanks to their strategic locations and world-class port facilities. Oman's Port of Salalah and Port Sultan Qaboos, and the UAE's Jebel Ali port in Dubai, would serve as primary hubs for the bloc's trade routes. Morocco, with its strategic position at the crossroads of Europe, Africa, and the Arab world, would anchor the western end of this trade network, as a key gateway for trade between the bloc and Europe, North, and South America would be crucial. The landlocked countries of Afghanistan and Central Asia, including Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan, are crucial to the success of this modern Silk Road. Infrastructure investments in these regions could transform them into key transit routes for goods moving across the bloc. Indonesia and Malaysia would serve as the eastern terminus of this trade network, with Jakarta acting as a key hub. These ports would not only handle the export of goods but also serve as entry points for products moving westward through the bloc. Trade agreements within the bloc could significantly reduce barriers to trade, such as tariffs and customs procedures, making it easier for goods to flow between member states. This would enhance intra-bloc trade and increase the bloc's competitiveness on the global stage. As a united entity, the bloc would have the power to negotiate trade deals and economic partnerships with other global powers from a position of strength, leveraging its strategic location, vast market, and diverse resources. While the vision of a united Arab and Muslim world is immensely powerful, it is not without significant challenges. The political and economic disparities among these nations, regional rivalries, and cultural diversity could hinder cooperation. However, if these obstacles are overcome through shared economic interests, cultural bonds, and a common strategic vision, the potential of this bloc would be formidable. Stark wealth disparities across the Arab and Muslim world, such as the contrast between the oil-rich Gulf states and poorer nations like Yemen and Sudan, could create tensions. Addressing these disparities through shared development funds or equitable resource distribution could foster greater solidarity. The wide variation in governance structures, from the monarchies of the Gulf to the democracies of Turkey and Tunisia, could lead to conflicting visions for the bloc's governance. A flexible governance structure that allows for varying degrees of autonomy while promoting cooperation on shared goals would be necessary. Sectarian divides and regional rivalries, such as those between Saudi Arabia and Iran, could pose significant challenges to unity. Robust diplomatic efforts and a commitment to resolving conflicts through dialogue would be essential. The Arab and Muslim world's cultural and ethnic diversity is both a strength and a challenge. A pluralistic approach that recognizes and celebrates this diversity while fostering a shared identity based on common values and goals would be necessary for unity. Integrating the diverse economies of the Arab and Muslim world, ranging from the wealth of Qatar to the agricultural dependence of Mauritania, would require policies that promote equitable development. Shared investment funds and infrastructure projects could help create a more balanced economic union. Despite these challenges, the potential for unity lies in shared economic interests, cultural bonds, and a common strategic vision. By focusing on common goals, such as economic development, regional stability, and cultural exchange, the bloc could overcome its internal divisions and create a cohesive, resilient union. The vision of a united Arab and Muslim world is both a formidable opportunity and a complex challenge. The potential rewards of such unity, ranging from immense economic power to significant influence in global politics, economics, and culture, are immense. However, the road to achieving this unity is fraught with challenges. Overcoming these obstacles will require a shared sense of purpose, visionary leadership, and a commitment to collective progress. If these challenges can be met, the Arab and Muslim world has the potential to reshape the global order, asserting its power and influence on the world stage. Thank you for watching this video to the end. If you liked it, please like it as it helps us reach more people. If you want to receive similar videos, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, stay curious.